Good evening. This is CR Game Scott, and we are at nighttime in the game right now. And it's probably the best time to go into the monastery. I think you can go during the day, but why bother, right? So we are going to proceed, and we've heard so much about this monastery. Well, now it's time to finally go in. It's a thoroughly uninteresting wall, sort of a wallflower. This is a bas relief of a strange creature. It looks like an octopus with only 6 tentacles. You have a creepy feeling is looking right back at you. Well, I think this is a very good time to save, I might add. Though there is an automatic save. I'm not sure if it's the about the presence of the monastery, but whatever it is, we'll give it a name, I guess. How do I spell monastery? That's how you spell monastery, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so there's multiple ways you can go in. And we're going to do it the Thieves' Way, which is climbing in. However, you can also use this hexapod thing, which you'll use a number of times, and that will cause this beast to be sedated, and that will let you go in to the front door. Of course, our level of skill. There we go. So we're just off on the skill level you need to get into there. Fortunately, there was not a ton of grinding. So, as you can see, we are back. Slowly. Yes, okay. So we're in the monastery. It actually looks like it's in pretty good shape for a place that has not been entered for some time. This is a no longer used monastery. The furnishings are in poor condition, and the carpet drapes are faded and threadbare. The symbol of the Dark One makes this an uncomfortable place to be. I would say an abandoned, haunted monastery would be an uncomfortable place. It's a 6-tentacled octopus-like creature. I guess you'd call it a hexapod. Unless you like cats, then you might call it a hexapus. You might. Chandeliers once provided light in this dark, somber room. Now they are crusted over with something you'd rather not investigate closely. They are now quite useless. A long wooden table attests to a long time when this room was used to double as a communal dining room for the monks. This amazing lifelike sculpture looks like a cross between a baby troll and a hermit or dervish. It fits the description of a domovoi, except it's totally dried out and unmoving. Well, I think we've heard about domovoi before. This is a fairly attractive, in a Baroque way, display cabinet with a glass door. Okay, when we go into that Baroque cabinet, you strike a mighty hammer below at the glass case. It just sort of looks at you through its glass eye. You either build up your strength or try another approach. Interesting. Not a good place to practice throwing. That is not the other approach. Is this the other approach? You definitely pick the cabinet's simple lock and take the healing potion you find inside. Alright, so there are healing potions to be found. I guess they do take some mercy on you if you do not have the game manual to get the healing potions. I don't think they're all that necessary, particularly if you're not in combat that often. It's kind of funny that for something that only Dr. Cranium seems to provide, there seem to be quite a few people who have healing potions just lying around that you wouldn't expect. What's this up here? Looks like something. There's something dark in the alcove. Could it be at last the fabled black bird for which so many have been searching? Maybe it is. Let's see if we can get that blackbird. You need to work more when you're climbing. Alright, let's hope this is not a horrible grinding situation. Ugh. So, yes, for those of you who have not played the other ones or don't remember, I think all the... Are we going to make it? Ooh, we might make it. I think all since number 2 have had this case where you're supposed to try to find this blackbird that for some reason the thieves are interested in. So you have this case, this quest to get the blackbird in Quest for 2 in Rosier. It turns out to be a fake. Then you can buy one in the 3rd game. Really serves no purpose. It's also a fake. And let's see what's the truth about this bird. Or actually, maybe we won't find out until we go back and talk to somebody else. Blackbird. This is a sculpture of a black falcon. Brings back memories of your wonderful vacation in Rosier. Wasn't there one in Spielberg too? The one in the bazaar in Tarna? Too bad this was just a cheap plaster imitation. Where you wonder, is a real blackbird. Yeah, so yet another imitation. It's kind of this ongoing quest. I think you finally do get the real one in Quest for 5. I never played the Thief, at least all the way through. so I don't know. I think it allows you to become the chief thief. Quest 45 is somewhat disappointing, so it's not. I'm not sure how compelling it is, but you do get it finally there. And in fact, they weren't even planning on making Quest 45, so the mystery may have left unsolved if it was not for some I'll call it Blackbird. Why not? Some intrepid fans who forced them to create the mediocre Quest 45. But and they claim it's in Spielberg too. I don't think he actually did anything with it in Spielberg, but maybe in the remake they wrote it in somehow. Anyway, let's continue on. So, can we placate the hexapod? You cannot. At least not doing that. Well, fine. I'll just walk over here then. I'm sure nothing will happen. Oh, maybe something will happen. So that's funny. Strange six-tentacle creature is moving. It looks like another wall decoration at first. Well, I'll try that again. Hector Hexapod had a lunch. That hapless hero was his lunch. Since you brought no better fare, he chose to eat you then and there. So it's a takeout meal, I guess, for old Hexapod. So you can't use the other Hexapod. You managed to damage the Hexapod slightly. After you bombard the poor creature for a bit, it dies. Poor Hector. Well, that's one way to take him out. Or you could give him garlic. I don't think it really makes a difference what you do. So, I don't really think he seemed like a jerk, so I'm going to leave him dead. But you can actually use the garlic on him and placate him as well. There's a cold feeling down here that chills your bones and sets your hair on the nape of your neck on end. There is a musty odor of mold and mildew, mingling with the sickening sweet smell of decaying flesh. Welcome to your nightmare. Hey. Okay, so, interesting place. Might want to save it. Oh, there's already automatic save. We'll save it with basement. Okay, so, everything here seems kind of strange. You've seen some pretty ridiculous things in your time, and it certainly is one of them. Is that the statue? I believe that may be the statue that the chief thief was talking about. So we don't want to grab that unless... Or maybe we do. Still looking statue and clearly of no value. It also is much too heavy to carry around with you. Oh, maybe it's not the statue, I thought. Because you can take that statue and help the chief thief out. But I don't think that's the right one. Alright, well, nuts to that. Let's see what's in there. Look for traps. Oh, that's right. You have to get them in a row or something, don't you? Yes. Okay, so that's going to stay there. Hopefully we can get a blue one. Can you do it diagonally? Maybe. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. So what is in here? You rifle through the Mad Monk's desk and find the diary of Amontillado. Boy, was this guy wacko. Reading this makes your head hurt. It does give you some information about the Dark One rituals, however. It says something about the first ritual being placed within the Mad Monk's tombstone. They are to be forever guarded by followers. The second ritual shall be placed in the Stone of Squids and revealed only by the light of a dead child's soul. That's kind of creepy. The next ritual shall be placed in the hollow of the Hangman's Tree and guarded by the spirit of the dead, which remains there. The blood ritual shall be concealed magically within the monastery, and only he who willingly seeks dark vision shall find it. That's nice. The mouth ritual shall be placed in the great ark itself under the Dark One's sign. And the heart ritual shall be given to someone named Gregor. Safekeeping. Gregor. This is another note on this page in the handwriting. Gregor is missing in the forest and probably dead. Yet where's the heart ritual? Oh, that's helpful. Barrels. Interesting. Small statue that matches the description that the chief thief gave you. Ah, so it is kind of hidden in there. But we'll deal with that after. You rifle through the Mad Monk's desk and find the diary of Amontillado. What, we already did this, didn't we? Yeah, sorry. I thought there was something else in here. Guess not. Anything in the drawers? No. I'm gonna do this too many times, aren't I? Okay, so there's nothing else there. Well, let us save the game yet again. There's always plenty that can happen in this game, both in terms of errors and in terms of creepy things that can kill you. And speaking of creepy things that can kill you, let's just grab that statue. Oh, that didn't work out too well. The big statue is now not so happy. You feel a funny feeling, funny tingling sensation, then a slimy one as you reach out to touch the statue. This is not good. Ugh. Well, you have to admit that becoming a giant banana slug is one of the more unique situations in your adventuring career. It's also the last as you choke on your own slime. Oh, that's pleasant. Yes, so the other one became sort of a humanoid beetle. We just become a banana slug. So I guess the chief thief lucked out a little bit. You pick up the statue in the shopping bag, carefully avoiding any contact with your own flesh. The statue glows briefly as it slips in the bag, then subsides. So who would think a basic shopping bag, which for some reason they have in this land, was enough to to protect somebody from a cursed statue? I don't know. I'll take it though, and we can replace statue, I think. Alrighty. So, what's this? That didn't do anything useful. Voozle. The altar's sign, a dark one surrounded by arcane letters. A notch next to the A makes you think that perhaps there's some sort of starting point for the letters. So yeah, I actually spelled it out for you, but it's a voozle. There's a huge book on the altar. The binding looks like it's stretched human skin with letters and markings written in dried blood. The letters spelled Necrophilicon. Now what could that mean? Well, I mean, that means you love the dead, I think. Oh, that's it. Something like the Silmarillion for of the love of death. There's something very, very wrong and dangerous about this book. Alright, well, that's unpleasant. Well, there's some liquid coming out of that barrel. The huge barrel is labeled Cask of Amontillado. This must be the fabled spirit that provided most of the income and fame of the monastic order here. It's rumored to provide strange and mystical visions to those who taste it freely of its contents. Well, why don't we help ourselves? You tap the huge cask of Amontillado. This is the strongest stuff you've ever tasted, assuming that you're not an aficionado of dragon's breath. Bottoms up. Probably not the best idea, but hey. And, oh, interesting. It's a nice mountain, I guess. And, oh, it's getting a little dark out, but I guess nighttime's not a problem in and of itself. And, ooh, something seems to be breaking in that mountain. That's not good. That guy looks like he might not be trying to help out folks too much. Man, you've just got a headache. Fortunately, the Dark One Rising seems to have just the vision, not the reality, yet. Yeah, Dark One Rising's probably not great. Ooh. A scroll is formed on the cask of wine droplets. You pick up the rolled paper on the floor as a symbol of a drop of blood. And at the top, an inscription, Ritual Blood. You can't read any other writing on it. Alright, well we have that, and sorry for all the saves, it's just that there's a lot of weird things that can go on. There's an automatic save, I guess I'll just keep it that way. So the game knows too that you need to save a lot down here because we've had a bunch of automatic saves, and you can just have all sorts of problems, which I don't want to have to go back or creating problems for you guys. So, well, let's destroy this horrible place. Can we do that? You have to some work to do in the monastery before you can afford to set the place on fire. Well, at some point we can turn this place on fire, but I think you get some honor points. Not that no, I guess not, unless you actually burn the place down. So there's still more to do here. We'll have to come back at some point, but then we'll get the opportunity to be a pyromaniac and burn this horrible place down. But for the time being, old Hector is dead. Domovoy is still non-reanimated. We have the scroll. We have the raven, the blackbird. Pardon. Which really is actually... Oh, no. Come on. How'd you get in here? Oh, come on. Yes, well, what a heroic exit. Trying to wrap things up nicely, and now the hero is unable to get his heavy-set rear end through the window. Okay, come on, do it this time. There we go. All right, so we built up and we built up some climbing skills as well. So Blackbird, Dumb still not reanimated. The squid-like creature, tentacle creature, is toast, and we got the ritual and some other things. So there's plenty more to do in Quest for Glory, but we are making some significant progress. We did pretty much knock out most of what the monastery has for us. We'll see what else there is in future videos there, and we'll see what else there is in Quest for Glory in future videos as well. For the time being, that's the Monastery. I'm Sierra Games Scott, and I will be signing off. Until next time, folks, take care.